Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cassie Projects. So this week I want to help you guys fill your sketchbooks. I've come up with a few different ideas for you. Some of them are particularly helpful for those that feel a little bit shy creating around others. This sketchbook, I'm really quite proud of it because I filled in quite a lot of it. Usually my sketchbooks sit on a shelf outside of my prompt books, of course, but this one I feel like you never know, I might actually finish it one day. In a previous video I mentioned that I find it hard to create when others are around me. I find it distracting. I struggle with noise being around me when I'm doing art. A lot of people mentioned also that they find it hard to create in front of others because it can be a bit intimidating. You can feel a bit shy and nervous showing people your process. I find when I'm creating something, I go through this process and it's hard to get to that beautiful stage, you know. You have to go through this really ugly bit that you don't want people to see. So when people are around you looking at your art, you're like, gosh, don't look at this. And I think it just throws you because you're trying to get perfection from the beginning, which I don't think anyone can do. This is a little tip to help you guys get past that feeling of, don't look at this. We're going to create some backgrounds in this sketchbook, and this will enable you to take this out and about with you and do some drawing. But it already is going to look beautiful when you take it out and about, which just stops that idea of perfectionism. What I wanted to do was go very abstract. I'm going to get a variety of brushes out and I'm going to get my watercolour set out, nice and simple. And basically I'm just going to add colour and let this colour naturally progress on the page. I'm doing a bit of wet on wet technique, so I'm getting some water on the page and I'm letting that paint bleed into the water. I've decided that I'm going to go for purples and blues for this picture, so I don't want to add any yellows in there because that will muddy it up. That will make the picture not look as nice. So I'm sticking to purples and blues, and of course I can add red in there because red and blue make purple. So you want to stick to a kind of colour group just to make it a little bit easier for yourself. I'm using my hacky brush and I'm just pushing that upwards motion. It doesn't matter what it's going to look like because that is for you to create on later. I have got my sketchbook page ready to go. I'm going to go pick up the kids now and we're going to head over to the library after. The girls will do a little bit of reading and I can sit and do some drawing. Usually I'd feel too intimidated, but fingers crossed I'm going to enjoy this a little bit more. It's raining again. Yay! So I got to the library and I got out my sketchbook and I did feel a little less insecure because I weren't staring at a blank page. It was almost like taking a colouring book out and about with me. Instead I could just add what I wanted to it. Just got my fine liner out and I went for that reverse style colouring technique where you just get a fine liner and you go over those edges of colour. And it just gives you something to start with. It takes that pressure off and it takes that fear away. Now, as I looked at this picture more and more, to me, I saw a landscape. I could see a horizon. So I used my fine liner to go along that horizon and I added some trees in there as well. I even used my acrylic markers as well to just add a little bit more colour in there, filling in some areas. And then I went in with a very, very fine liner and this just allowed me to be a bit more scribbly. I kind of went for that very swirly Zentangle approach where I just added loads of waves. And to me, it almost looked like roots from the trees going under the ground, which I really liked. Now, Darcy wanted me to read a book to her, so I closed my sketchbook up and stopped there, but I'm going to take this home and finish this off. So now I'm home, I am going to add some circles to this just to get myself back into that feel. I'm going to use some black circles and some white circles as well, and I'm going to use the white on those darker colours. Then I created some lines on the horizon because I felt like that could have trees across it. filled in some more areas of colour with my acrylic markers, and I added some leaves on those roots swirling down just to add a little bit more interest to those swirls. Some dots, and then I decided to put some like little black lines in them, and I don't know, I just felt like that kind of looked like folk art style vegetables growing out of the ground maybe. And I added some flowers into the foreground. I followed the lines and added some circles, and it just turned into these areas of flowers blossoming, which was really, really nice. I wanted to add some little houses, and then did these swirls as if they were smoke coming out of the chimneys, which just brought the whole page together, which I really, really liked. So that's how that one turned out, and I gotta tell you, it was less intimidating. I didn't have to go through this ugly stage, which was a lot less nerve-wracking when you're out and about, and not staring at that blank canvas just made a massive difference. So I definitely recommend trying this. Now, do you remember a little while ago I created a red page in my sketchbook? So I basically filled this 2-page spread with red objects and red things, and I thought that I would do that again. You guys absolutely loved it, so we're going to start working on the orange page, because of course we're going to do it in rainbow order. I started thinking of different things that I could add. Thank you so much for all your ideas too. It was so helpful having you guys comment on my last video and let me know a bunch of orange things. I just realised there's a lot of autumnal things with the colour orange, which is fantastic because it's autumn and you know that I love this time of year. So I drew this pumpkin out, and then I did some calligraphy writing the word orange. Of course I'm going to add some autumn leaves, but then I wanted to go for a slightly different style, so I drew out this fox. He's a little bit dumpy and I just like the shape of him, and I just thought it added a little bit of difference to the page instead of doing lots of realistic kind of sketches. And then I thought I would go in and do a carrot, because I thought that that would fill that nice area of space there, and I created these lovely big leaves coming off it. I added some paint brushes next to the carrot. I had the 3 brushes kind of overlapping each other. I know paintbrushes aren't orange, but they can be if you paint the paintbrush orange. So it did get me thinking, because I was drawing all these different pictures, I thought, wouldn't it be really cool to do like a sticker bundle, but themed with a different colour? So obviously I've done the red page, and I could have red object sticker bundle and then an orange sticker bundle and go through all the different colours, and that really excited me. So I think that that's something I'd quite like to do over the next coming months. Anyway, I carried on and I drew a pot of honey. I drew an orange crayon. I did an orange slice. Of course we're going to have oranges because oranges are orange. Question is, what came first, the word for an orange fruit or the colour orange? I would like to know. If you know, let me know in the comments, because it's fun. We love to learn new things. Now, I wanted to interrupt slightly because I received an order. So I haven't had to pack any orders for a little while because everyone's pre-ordering my book. So obviously all those orders are going to be going out together at the end of the month. This order didn't have the pre-order, so it means that I can pack it in front of you guys. And of course, Kirsten, you will receive my personalised sticker where I actually write your name on this sticker just to make it a little bit more special. So you're going to receive that one as well. Thank you so much, Kirsten, for your order. We're going to paint this picture. Again, I'm going to be using my watercolours. I was in a watercolour mood and I was very much enjoying myself. So first I just added the basic orange colour down, water in some areas and using it a bit more opaque in some areas, but I weren't going into too much detail at that point. To add a little bit of difference, I added a little bit of a sepia brown in there as well, which has got this lovely orangey tone beneath it. Just wanted to mention very quickly that I have got the Art Advent Sketchbook available for pre-order on my website. Thank you so much, guys, for all the amazing orders. I can't believe how successful this book sale is going, and thank you. I just wanted to say a massive thank you because it's just so exciting. I really want to see what people do with this book. Please use this hashtag. I would love to see your artwork. Now, after I added all those lovely little details, I wanted to add a little bit of interest to the background, so I added these little squares around some of the illustrations and then used my brown Posca marker to fill it in, and I think that that really helped pop out the different illustrations and split it up and just add a little bit more interest to the page. I then went around some tape to create these circle shapes, and I added some orange and a lighter orange there as well. And then I decided to go one step further, which is always a little bit scary because you never want to go that step too far, but I think it worked really well. I added a black outline around the paintbrushes and the pumpkin. I think again that really made them stand out, and I really like the look of this finished picture. I can't wait to do the next colour, which is yellow. I don't like yellow. If you guys have got any ideas for my yellow page, let me know in the comments. So my next idea is not really my idea, but I wanted to share it as my idea because I want all the glory. So have you guys heard of Inktober? Well, it is a list of prompts for the month of October, and you go through each prompt each day and create a little drawing. What I thought I would do is create a grid on this 2-page spread and split it up into 31 sections, which is really annoying because 30 sections is much easier, but of course October has 31 days, which means I had to fit in another little square there. The first prompt is backpack. So I literally found a reference picture and drew a backpack, and I wanted to make this nice and simple for me. I didn't want to get too creative with it. I just wanted to do simple sketches because when you're doing it on a daily basis, it can get quite difficult. So I find splitting up this page like this is going to make it a lot less off-putting, because I think when you're drawing a full picture every day, it's just a lot. Whereas drawing a little picture in like an inch by inch box is a lot less intimidating. I went on to do day 2, which was discover, and then I moved on to the next day, which was boots. So of course I'm going to draw Doc Martens because you know that they're my favourite boots in the world. I'm going very simple with the painting as well. I'm just doing a very light wash of colour on top of that. And then finally, number 4 was exotic, and straight away I thought of coconuts. And I don't think I've ever drawn a coconut before, so that was really fun actually. I really enjoyed the scribbliness of it, and because the coconut is hairy, so just adding that very messy texture to it was really fun to do. I'm going to carry on completing this 2-page spread over the next month. I will try to share this journey with you on my community posts, so I'll let you guys see the progress of this 2-page spread over the next month, which I think will be really fun. Now I wanted to do another version of the no ugly easy to go out page. It's a good title, isn't it? I wanted to do it a little bit more scrapbooky, so I'm going to be adding a little bit more to this one. I'm starting off with a wet on wet technique, and I'm dragging my hacky brush into those 3 colours and I'm just washing that across the page. Let that dry out, and then I scraped some paint across it because I just was in the mood to make a bit of a mess. And then I used a stiff brush to dot loads of colour on there, and then I grabbed my leaf and I put some acrylic wash on there and just stamped that onto the page, and I created this lovely leaf texture. I wanted to add a little bit more texture on there, so I got my handmade paper, ripped it into pieces, and I used Mod Podge to stick that down. I did a few more leaf prints. I added a bit of white on there just to add a little bit more definition of colour, and I used a straw to create these circle prints. I even did some fingerprinting because I was just having fun. I was really enjoying myself. Added a bit of tissue texture, added a bit more music paper on there, and let that dry. I'm going to take this with me on a little adventure. So I took my 2 youngest daughters out to our local. We had a drink after school. Again, went into that reverse colour mood just to give myself confidence. I used my fine liner, went around those different edges. I don't know where it came from, but just felt like I wanted to draw an illustration of a bug. I thought bugs needed to be on this page, so I started off with a ladybird because it's red, and I thought that that would look quite nice on this page with the bright red ladybird. So back at home, I decided to do a stick insect. I did a really gross, ugly fly in the corner. And then I wanted to add some gold because we've got the reds, oranges and yellows. I thought gold would look really nice on this piece as well. So I just coloured in some of the circles in gold, and I think that added something. And then there was a few areas of empty space that I wanted to fill in. So I used my acrylic markers to go and do these swirls. I added some gold, some red, some black. And then I went in with my fine liners, my black fine liner, and just created some swirls, and then went in with my white fine liner and did some more. And I really love how this turned out. I didn't have to do too much to it. There are my finished pictures for this week. I'm really proud of them. I think they look really nice. I can't wait to continue the Inktober page over the next month. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do head on over to the cassieprojects.co.uk to pre-order your book. This is a playlist of the rest of this sketchbook, so if you would like to see how I filled in the other pages, just click on this video here. And I'll see you soon.